After a beautiful day yesterday, hiking in the bush and finding lions twice, today we head off for a little bit more of a relaxed day. We're making our way to Muzandzeni picnic spot. As we left camp, we found this dead tree with vultures in it. They were still waking up and heating up, getting ready for the adventures of the day, trying to find carrion, but it was still a sight to behold. Only a short distance further, we found their counterparts, the hyenas. These guys are the main reason there's not dead carrion laying around in the bush. However, both do play their parts. The hyenas come first, breaking open the carcass and eating most of the flesh, and the vultures come secondly, when they clean up everything that is left over in between the ribs and the bones that the hyenas can't get to. And I know these animals get a bad rap, but I have to say they are probably one of my favorite animals. There is a lot of scientists that are actually studying them, and they seem to have a lot of dog-like traits. They seem to be very loyal and they love human attention. Like I said in my Shungwetsi video, there's people like Kim Volhiter that actually study them daily, and that they actually think that it's very strange that they have not been domesticated, because they have a very strong likelihood of being domesticated even in the wild settings. So I have to say, even though this is not going to change a lot of people's mind on them, I think they're still absolutely amazing regardless of how ugly they are. As we crossed one of the branches of the Muzandzeni river, we saw in a tree right next to the road this Verraux eagle owl. It is still a young one, not fully feathered, but probably already on its own. It was very cool to see, as it was just sitting there staring at us and not really minding anything. They're very cool birds, being South Africa's largest owl. They can weigh anything up from 1.6 to 3 kilograms, which makes them significantly bigger than people expect. And if you ever have the pleasure of seeing one, you'll not be let down. I think my all-time favorite animal is probably the honey badger. They are so cool and so funny to watch. If you ever find a YouTube video of them on YouTube, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. These little conniving, honestly the best word to describe them is a South African Afrikaans word, which is bliksems, are absolutely amazing. And I almost think they have the South African spirit in them. They just don't quit and they just don't die. They're absolutely amazing. Being part of the Mustelidae family, that includes stuff like weasels, otters and wolverines, making them primarily carnivores. And you'll find them out in the bush, searching for anything they can get their teeth in. Small mammals, rodents, snakes, lizards, anything. And even in some campsites you'll find them scouring the trash bins near or even in camp. These animals with their distinctive looks are so hardy that other animals will actually flee from them if they see them. Lions don't pick fights with them, leopards stay clear, there's even videos of them charging elephants and being kicked around. So they are very hardy and extremely well known in the animal kingdom. In fact, there's animals that actually use camouflage to look like the badger to make sure that predators don't kill their young. Cheetah cubs are born furry with a very light coat on the top to mimic a badger, so that if anything like a lion finds them, they would actually steer clear, thinking that it might be a honey badger pup. And not long after, our luck even went up higher, finding this rare white rhino in the middle of the bush not far from the road. I'm not going to say exactly what its position was, even though this video is a little bit old. It is just very good common sense to keep it away from anything in the internet, to know maybe where this area could be. This white rhino was absolutely astonishingly beautiful, and right then when we thought it was coming closer to the road, another one joined it. Both of them not having perfectly flat horns means that they haven't actually been tranked or cut down in quite a while, meaning that they've been roaming around in an area around Satara for quite a while. And I absolutely love to see this success and good news, meaning that the anti-poaching regime is actually helping quite a lot. It was already around about 10 and we were getting hungry, so we decided to beeline it to the picnic spot. Right next to the road, at the entrance of the picnic site, there is a watering crib for the animals, and you can usually see quite a few animals, especially elephants here, drinking and bathing. And that's just what happened. These two relaxed bulls were just standing there splashing themselves and drinking water as the heat of the day was setting in. One of the highlights of the picnic site is that elephants get close and personal, and this was exactly it. Not only 5 meters from the railing that outlines the picnic site, this bull was standing there and grazing. We probably watched him for about an hour as he circled around the picnic site, eating all of the nice grass around the picnic site. It was absolutely lovely to see, and I decided to come a little bit closer and get a few good shots about it. Obviously, steer clear and stay your distance away. Do not approach the elephant needlessly, as they can still ram through that fence like it's nothing. After it moved away a few meters, this gentleman walked slowly towards the fence lining, and I again would not suggest it, but he did it so calmly that the elephant didn't seem to mind, as this is a regular occurrence at the picnic site and you'll always find elephants nearby. It's always so interesting to see how they use their trunks to eat. They use their trunk with all of its muscles as almost a prehensile type of finger. They wrap around the grass and pick it out and rip it out even. You'll sometimes see them with a plume of dust around them, and that is because they're actually shaking off all of the dirt that is still in the grass. This is to make sure that their teeth don't wear out so that they can keep eating for a long time. After having a lovely brunch, we stopped at the crib, where we found this adorable youngster and his family just passing through and drinking a quick sip of water before they head off into the bush. From far away we started hearing a trumpet, and here came a family, extremely parched it would seem, as they just drank from the big watering reservoir, but they were making a straight beeline for the crib, and they were very demanding. And here you can see one of the youngsters, a young bull, not yet over his teen years, charging at the animals around the crib, deciding he's dominating this area and this water is his. Elephants are so cool to watch. A lot of people get scared of them, but you just don't want to prod and poke them or overstep their boundaries. They're absolutely amazingly gentle with one another, and you can see the hierarchies. The moms and the aunts, the babies, the youngsters and the teens. Everyone knows who they are and where they fit in the hierarchy, and they all love each other extremely. As we drove, we stumbled upon this tree full of Wahlberg's eagles. Well, I say full, but there were 3 of them. But what was really cool about them was each one was a shade darker than the other, showing exactly the variety of colors in the Wahlberg species. Wahlberg's eagles breed in the Kruger National Park, and they construct nests and lay eggs almost exactly after they arrived in August or September. Hatchlings are also ready to fly in only about 70 days, making them an extremely long period for raptors. After we arrived in camp, we decided to take it easy for the rest of the afternoon. At the reception and restaurant area, we found this thick-tailed bushbaby. They're a lot bigger than the lesser bushbaby, the one you usually see hopping around, and they almost look like a stuffed teddy bear that's just laying there. They're very cool to see, and they have a very eerie scream at night if you hear them. But nonetheless, they still stay cute. Also a common sighting in the camps are these bats that's right above the toilets at reception. You might not see them, but if you look closely between the foliage, you'll always see there's one or two at least hanging about. You might even see a little scops owl sleeping there. These are fruit bats, so don't be afraid, they're just cute to look at. If you decide to live in the tented areas of the camp, you're in luck. There is a family of African wildcats that live around that area. You can usually find the female scurrying around the tents where the animals are attracted to the light. We've actually seen her multiple times and sometimes even with babies, so they are definitely not rare, but you have to keep an eye out. It looks like a normal cat, but it definitely isn't. We were so privileged to see her, and it's a beautiful way to wrap up the day. Thank you so very much for watching this video. I truly do hope you enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing or liking it if you did, and leaving a comment about your favorite moment. And in tomorrow's episode, we have something absolutely amazing coming your way, so hopefully you can stick around for that one.